Someone told me that you will need to learn about habits. So me and my dog are going to teach you the 101 about habits. So if you're wondering why you should learn about habits, like why should you care? Why? Your habits make up 40% of your daily life. Don't quote me because that's what they say. They play a really big role in life, from the past to the future and even the present. Like, they play a really big role. So for something that plays such a big role in your life, why would you not want to learn about it? It's a very worthwhile thing to learn about, not just from me, but from other people and all that stuff. It can make drastic changes in your life. Girl, you're ranting about habits, but what even is it? So a habit is a behaviour repeated enough times to become automatic. The ultimate purpose of a habit is to solve a life problem with as little energy as possible. Developing a habit consciously is a lot of effort. You learn the habit, it does just become unconscious process basically. It takes 21 days to form a habit and 90 days to make it part of your routine or your daily lifestyle. Obviously I'm speaking in a very positive way about habits, but you can have a negative habit. For example, drinking, smoking, self-sabotage. You go out on a Saturday night and you go drinking, right? Next Saturday you do the same thing, and then it goes in a cycle. Okay guys, I just really quickly drew two diagrams. So this one here is the standard habit loop. The other one is just simplified. So this is the standard loop. It goes cue, craving, response, reward. That's called the habit loop, or the feedback loop it's sometimes called. And it's basically the 4 stages that go through your brain when there's a habit, like when your brain's forming a habit. So you repeatedly go out drinking on a Saturday at 7 p.m. It'll be, and you do it for a while, it becomes an automatic habit and it's just subconscious. And these are what build bad habits. In other words, basically, this is this. So the cue is basically the problem. The craving is the solution. The response is the action, and the reward is the prize. So this is a habit loop, and then this is it simplified, which is a bit more understandable for a beginner. An example of the habit loop that you probably don't know is a habit loop, but it is, and it's something we all do, or mostly we all do, and it's something we're all a little bit guilty of. The problem would be you get a new text message, right? It's not really a problem, it's just a cue basically. I'm just trying to put it in simpler forms, but if a cue is easier, then the cue / problem would be you get text message, and then your craving / solution would be picking up your phone. Your response / action would be reading the text message and seeing the content of the message. And then your reward / prize would be you feel satisfied because you've read the text message. Hopefully that makes sense. So that's how the habit works, and if you want to learn more, you can always look up habit loop, or feedback loop is what they also sometimes call it. But yeah, you'll see loads of diagrams in there. So you've got the cue, the craving, the response, and then the reward. No matter a bad habit, a good habit, whatever, that's how it works. Okay, you're probably wondering, how do I start a habit or form a habit and stuff like that? I'm gonna quote from this book, Atomic Habits by James Clear. I'm gonna talk about the book more at the end of this video. But for creating a habit, you've got 4 laws, which is what this book's about, the 4 laws. So you've got the first law, which is the cue, like we were talking about, and it's make it attractive. No, is it attractive? Make it obvious. So the first law is make it obvious, and then that'll be your cue. The second law is make it attractive, and that'll be your craving. The third law is my gosh, it's so hard to read a book backwards, by the way. The third law is the response, which you want to make it easy. And the reward is, so the fourth law is make it satisfying, which is the reward. So I'll put this on, I'll let you look at that. You can screenshot this if you want, because it'll probably be really helpful when it comes to habits. So to form a habit, you need to include the 4 laws, basically. And I'm gonna quickly, I wrote down 2 formulas for doing a habit, basically, in the easiest way possible. So you've got, the first formula is a stacking formula. It's a sentence you need to write and you need to fill in the blanks. After current habit, I will new habit. After I open my blinds, I will do my morning stretch. So you're basically stacking a habit you already do with a new habit, so that the habit you already do is the cue, and then your new habit is like the reward. So you're like stacking them. Your second formula is the implementation formula. I think it's called implementation something. There's another word, but I just wrote implementation formula. And so the sentence that you need to fill out here is, I will behavior at time in location. And that is basically giving you the 3 things you need to make a habit. So the behavior, so like the action, the habit, the time and the location will make for a good structured habit that is easy to follow along. Okay, so as I was saying, this book, Atomic Habits by James Clear, you can get it on Amazon. Actually, you can get it pretty much anywhere. This is where I've learned most of my knowledge about habits. I will rave about this book because it's so informative and easy to understand, and it's explained in a really easy way. All the steps are broken down. It's extremely detailed, and like you get loads of like graphs and all this stuff. So if you want to learn more about habits, I definitely recommend this book. You screenshot. Anyway, that is all I have today on habits, but please let me know if there's anything else you want to know about habits, and I will do my best explaining it. Hopefully some of the stuff I've made today makes sense. Probably not, because most of the stuff I say doesn't make sense. I do just talk a lot. It makes sense in my brain, but to you, really doesn't, but to others it will. My brain works in a weird way. I try to explain it in the way that my brain works, also in a way. When words of a person brain works, but it's really, really difficult to do. I've done an activity revolving around habits and starting habits, which will be in the description below if you want to check it out. A weekly habit jar where you pick, anyway, I explain all of that in that video, the concept, etc. So check that out if you want. I'll also put a link for the book on Amazon, but you could really just type it in, to be honest. But I will put a link in the description as well for the book, because I will rave about it forever. And yeah, that's all I've got today. But like I said, let me know if you've got any more questions about habits or anything else you want to learn about that I can research and try to teach you if you like the way I teach. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video.